Hey guys, Amanda here. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Peer to Peer. This is my podcast. I'm Amanda from Foster Decor Consulting. I'm super excited you're here because I have a lot of juicy tips that are sure to help your interior or e-design business. If you have any special requests, feel free to email me or DM me for topic ideas. I'm super excited to learn what the community needs help with, as that's what I do, is help my interior and e-design peers. If you have any questions, feel free to also ask away so we can also get to know each other and connect. Super excited you're tuning in. Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, welcome to Peer to Peer Podcast with me, your host, Amanda from Foster Decor Consulting. And today we have Jamie McConnell, founder and designer of the Cabinet Nerd. Girl, hi, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Okay, I'm super excited to have you on because we work together. Now it's been actually a few years, right? Like when we started to work together. Was that back in 2022, I want to say? 2021?
Definitely 2022 is when we started working on our website and branding. And I think I started following you on Instagram like in 2021. So it's been a while.
Yes. So how we met actually was following each other. I think we both were in the e-design Facebook groups, and I was cherry picking. I was going around and cherry picking like the cool people, following them. And you had shared all these really cool renders. And I was like, man, this guy is so cool. This Thomas Finctor, or whatever the name was, and it was a logo, and I just thought you were a dude for the longest time. And then I don't know, I think it was maybe months later, you had updated your photo, and everyone was like, "What?
Surprise!"
Wait, your name is Jamie? Like, Jamie can be a guy or girl's name, but still, I remember the Thomas Finctor or something like that. Can you explain why we were all confused?
Yes. A, I'm an introvert. B, I'm really shy and didn't want to be putting myself, I want to stay private, and I don't want to be putting myself out online for the whole world to see and know my business. And then I had initially named my company after my family and my family names because they're my motivation. So Thomas J Studios, my dad's Thomas, my brother is Thomas, my siblings. So we all have J's in our names. So it was, so it was just a tribute to my family. But
I mean, look how far you've come. You have a female profile picture. You identify as female.
Yes.
You are showing your face. You're not hiding behind that logo. I mean, we did a lot, from when we met and doing the design challenges that I would host, and to the point of like, you know what, I think I need this VIP intensive. I think I need to figure out, who I am and how to really help my business. So do you remember what that was like? Gosh, years ago now?
I was really scared. I was really nervous and apprehensive. I just wanted to design, and that's just what I love doing. And so the whole marketing and branding my business, it was new to me. I was like, I have to do what? And why is this important? It's just, all the jobs I was getting at the time was all referrals. So I'm like, why do I have to brand? Why do I have to market? And that was, with us working together, that was something that you really helped me to understand. And it's just that, business is so much more than me doing what I love, but it really is about building those connections and those relationships. And I have to be the face of my business.
Yes.
Whether I'm shy and introverted, I have to be, the Cabinet Nerd avatar and come on and be the person for my business. So that was something one of the many things that you really, really helped me with. And now look at me now. I'm sitting here on a podcast.
Yes, I love it. No, I mean, you are so talented. You obviously are very nerdy and love everything about cabinets and kitchen design and things like that. But yes, when you are a small business owner and you're supposed to be wearing a lot of hats, and sometimes people do, and then sometimes people have a stack of hats, next to the door or in the trash can. And so it's like, okay, you really don't have to do everything for your business, but somebody does. So that's where you can either delegate that out or, just, all right, I'm going to do a branding photo shoot. I'm going to hate every minute of it, but for the success of my business, I mean, stranger danger is real, as we're all online service providers and we have to kind of build that trust, nurture our followers and get them to understand us. Because especially when you changed your profile picture, just that act of seeing, an actual picture of a human being. I mean, this was even before we're working together, just peers. It was like, oh my gosh, I just felt like I really got to know you, like the you, even if it was still a guy, a picture of Thomas, whoever Thomas was in that moment, it would have been like, oh, okay, I feel like I know that guy. That's awesome. Like, I feel closer to you. And I definitely felt a lot closer to you.
I think a lot of people, yes.
No, but you're just so cool and fun and easy to talk to. And you were, again, one of the cherry picked people. I was just like, hey, you want to be in this design challenge with me? And like 10 other people. And, like, you guys are the cool kids.
Thank you. Thank you, Amanda.
So tell me a little bit about your style, because that's always my favorite part, is really figuring out your design style and your niche. And that's kind of what the VIP Intensive is for. It's very self-discovery. And I think that's something you actually said while you were doing it. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm learning so much about me through, this questionnaire and these worksheets that I gave you. I gave you a lot of homework.
You did, which again, being, kind of a nerdy junkie, I'm like, I need homework. And it was such a great process. And I got to learn, so much about myself and who I was as a person, and now evolving into being a business owner. And I've really, because I spent so many years designing for other people and homeowners and clients, I really did not get to know who I was as a style. But over the past couple years, I've really seen a lot of commonalities come through. And it's, I love using the right product for the project, and the craftsmanship and the quality and the cabinets and the materials, and using natural materials and sourcing, what's local to us. And I realized, wait a minute, that's all craftsman and prairie style architecture. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. I grew up in the Midwest. I went to design school in Chicago. So Frank Lloyd Wright was such a huge influence.
Oh yeah, he still is.
Yes. And, I didn't realize until a few years ago, my mom's house I grew up in was a craftsman bungalow house. I was like, we had all the heavy eaves and the big porches. I was like,
oh, wow.
I'm just meant to be where I am right now. And it was so good for you to be able to pull that out of me. And it's just all like, it's all coming together now.
Yay, I'm so glad. So, okay, so we fast forward to now, after you learned a lot about who you are, who you really wanted to help. And now, what are you doing in your business? Like, what is Jamie the Cabinet Nerd, for those who don't know?
Jamie the Cabinet Nerd, as far as style, or what I'm like, projects that
who you help? Because I remember we were kind of targeting homeowners for a while, and then we switched it to your peers.
Yes. I'm still very heavily involved in my peers, in interior designers and remodelers. It's really just more business to business. I love those collaborations with the interior designers. I'm definitely more on the technical side. So the aesthetics are really challenging for me to lay out, all the materials and the aesthetics. So I love partnering with interior designers that are just bold and colorful And then marrying the two of us together, just projects are phenomenal. So
wow. So that's the ultimate dream team. Okay, all of you interior designers out there, since this is peer-to-peer, that's why I like hosting our peers, because we can help each other. You know, there's so many kitchens that a lot of designers won't do because it gets too technical, you know, and they don't want to deal with all the measurements. And oh my gosh, I would love to just focus on the finishes, you know, and make the pretty part. So you really are like you said, a powerhouse team. If you can find all those interior designers out there that are turning down kitchen projects, call Jamie the cabinet nerd. She's got you. She will do all the boring stuff you don't want to do. That's really exciting for her.
It is. That's what, all the designers are all out in the field and talking to people and measurements and going to the shops. I was like, no, it sounds crazy. I love reading blueprints and reading through the spec books just to make sure that everything's going to fit and function. And that's just what I do. Just the technical side. Yeah.
I love that because it sparks joy, right? Like what sparks joy? Technical blueprints, measurements. Like,
yeah,
that is awesome. I love that. Okay, so that's who you help, right? Other interior designers. So no more homeowners. Are you completely out of the homeowner game?
No. I have so much experience and education with homeowners, and a lot of times, the designers will bring me in and have me work one-on-one with their homeowners. Or I've had a lot of designers say, hey, I don't have the capacity to take this on. So then I do work just one-on-one with the homeowners. And I love the homeowner aspect because I really get to really dive down and get to know them and understand their style and learn about their needs and lifestyle. And it's just those kinds of collaborations, the really personal collaborations, those really, really make a big impact too.
That's awesome. Okay, so homeowners out there too, if you are listening, Jamie will accept you. Is there a particular style that, you gravitate to when it comes to projects? Are there any styles that you actually turn down if it's okay, no, I don't do modern minimalism, or I don't do farmhouse, or are you just up for anything?
I've never turned down a project based on a style. I will turn down a project based on boundaries and personalities if we don't mesh. To me, that's more important than the style. Yeah, but there are definite wish list projects that I have.
Yes. Okay. Tell me.
So I do have a design bucket list, I call it, and it's the La Cornue French range. Man.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like I went to a training, probably last year, and they were specializing in the La Cornue, and it is just handcrafted perfection.
Oh, okay. I said nothing, not safe for work, but this is kitchen porn we're talking about right now.
Yes. Again, I don't know what it is. It's something about the materials and the craftsmanship, and that each piece is literally still handmade by dozens of team of skilled craftsmen and artisans. And the clients who want a La Cornue are one of two people. They either love to cook and appreciate that precision and the materials and how it enhances their own skill set, or you're a client or a homeowner who just is setting an experience for their home, for their guests, for their family. And those are just two types of clients that I want to work with.
Wow, that is awesome. Okay, so speaking of trends and things that are exciting you right now, what are you loving right now in terms of design trends and things like that's going on?
Oh, good question. So it's not so much, I'm not focusing so much on the material trends, but what all my designers and remodelers and even homeowners are coming for and asking me for is functionality in their kitchen.
Oh, okay. Yay.
Yeah, and it's grown every year since COVID. It's just, we were all at home. We all had to start cooking a lot more, and everyone's just realizing what does and doesn't work in their space, and they just really want a space to work for them. And my designers, all my homeowners who come to me are so over the cookie cutter layouts and the builder grade materials, and it just doesn't work for them.
Wow, that's exciting. So they're moving away from cookie cutter and getting more custom.
Yes. And it's not even to the scale of, $100,000 custom cabinets. It's just a layout that works for them. If it's the dishwasher needs to be on the left because you're left-handed, that's a custom kitchen to me. And just making that space work for the users in that kitchen, that's what a custom kitchen is to me.
Oh, so that's what's exciting you right now.
Yes.
Because again, Jamie the Cabinet Nerd is very nerdy, very technical, and now your homeowners are kind of getting to that point too, where they do want some technicalities, with function over form versus form over function. So that's very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's trending right now.
It is. And of course, everyone wants their kitchen spaces to be beautiful, but so many more people are coming and saying, I just need this to work for me. The builder grade, the mullions in the center, I can't open a pot and pan. I just want drawers. That kind of functionality everyone is asking for that. So,
but they still want the natural stone, right? They still want those particular materials too.
Yes, I'm still seeing a lot of natural stone and being asked. Definitely natural stone is high up on the list. But it's not so much the whites and the grays anymore. It's actually, I've done about 3 projects now where we've used a Calacatta Viola, I think is the name. And so it's the white background, but it has a purplish veining through it. And it's either really subtle or really dramatic in places, but it's such a statement piece. And those are the kinds of collections and stories that my homeowners and clients are putting into their kitchens.
Yeah, you did mention that the Calacatta, right?
Yes.
Viola countertops, white or off-white marble from Italy.
Yes.
With deep purple violet veining. And I just thought oh my gosh, this is perfect for your branding because you are all about the purple and natural materials. And I didn't even know that was a natural color that you could even get.
Yeah, it is. And that's what's great about being able for homeowners to partner with an interior designer is we know what's out there. You just tell us, what it is you're dreaming of and wishing for, and we're going to find it and we're going to make it work for you.
You love the scavenger hunt, right? So when a client tells you well, I don't want to bring this up, but I do like X, you're like, oh my gosh, that constraint actually gives us, inspiration and creativity.
It does.
Versus that, white, board where it's just okay, anything goes, surprise me. And it's wait, I don't know. There's too many options. You need to narrow things down.
Yes. And that too is where designers, they know what's out there. So they can say, I've worked with this and I don't prefer this material for XYZ reason. So here, let's, keep you just in your lane. So let's stay in our lane on this particular design.
I love that. Okay. So what are you currently working on right now?
Ooh, quite a few projects. So I do peer reviews for a showroom. I had 3 of them come across my desk. It's super attention to detail and making sure that what they're specifying in their contract is being ordered and what's being ordered is actually going to fit their space, and making sure the cabinets are sized and door hinges are swinging correctly and appliance cutouts are sized appropriately and custom appliance panels. And so it's a lot of back and forth, attention to detail, referencing, researching, a lot of the technical nerdy stuff that I enjoy doing.
So you help draw and quote their product lines as well in 2020 design software.
Yes. So a lot of cabinet dealers or showrooms that are just kind of have an overflow of work and they don't want to hire another designer. Hey, Jamie, can you help us take this off our plate, real quick? And yeah, absolutely. That's something I love doing as well.
Nice. Okay, cool. And are there any design events that you've been going to or headed to anytime soon?
Yes. So kind of going back to that whole countertop, last week, 2 weeks ago, I went to Rocktoberfest. So it was a local slab yard here in the Dallas area. And they truly believe that stone is art. And so they had so many different forms of art. We had a live band. They had a live artist doing workshops. They had artists come in and hang their paintings off the slabs. So their art was for sale. They turned the whole side of their warehouse wall into a video display. And I saw probably half a dozen to 10 different purplish veining slabs. Yes. So it's there. The materials are there. They're just waiting to be selected and installed.
Wow, that sounds so cool. And is there another place that you're headed to or have gone to? I think Design Hounds, right? At KBIS?
Yes, nothing is official yet, but I decided that this is the time or my season to just say yes to opportunities that are scaring me and pushing my comfort zone. And yes, so I did apply for Design Hounds KBIS this year to be on the panel. So
good for you, girl. I love that.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there. That's awesome.
Yes, very much so.
What about in Chicago? Anything happening over there?
Well, I mean, I can never turn down a trip to Chicago, just, being my hometown. So yes, I was just a couple weeks ago. I was going to road trip up there and meet up with some of my other design colleagues. Their Design Chicago Week, which is like a tiny mini version of KBIS, but it was all held at the Mart with all the vendor showrooms, and we were all going to go and support one of our girls. She was talking on one of the panels, so we were all just going to meet up and catch some more design trends and support each other and have a girls' day on the following day.
Wow, that is awesome. And what about NKBA? Anything happening over there?
Yes. October is our National Kitchen and Bath Month. So our local Texas chapter, we host I keep saying we like I'm still on the council.
You've definitely put in your time.
Yes. But yes, so we host our biggest event of the year. We recognize and celebrate all of our local designers. We host a design awards and just get a chance to have our homeowners meet with their local designers and recognize everyone. So that's a really fun time. And then, we have our holiday event in December. So yeah, just wrapping up the year with our local NKBA chapter.
So you're not on the council anymore, but you're still an active member, right?
Yes, I'm still an active member. I still go to our monthly meetings, which reminds me that last month I won trivia night.
What, girl?
Yes, we were at the new Kitchler showroom down in the Design District, and we hosted a trivia night, and yay!
Yes. What kind of questions were they asking that you answered?
Oh, so it was about Dallas architecture, which I'm not even from Dallas. I'm from Chicago.
And you won. That's awesome.
I won, yeah. There was obviously kitchen design questions and planning guidelines. There were lighting questions. So like some of my dabbling in photography, kind of helped with those questions. And then there was just some general pop culture questions.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Well, is there anything else that you want to add to before we wrap up? And I mean, this was great. It's been such an honor to have you on the show.
Man, I mean, I owe you such a huge thank you. I mean, I can say like, yes, for real. Like 3 years later, I'm really coming back to being full circle. You know, personally, I just went through and decided to leave a very toxic marriage. And I now that I had separated from it, you know, emotionally and physically, I got to see how muddy my life was. And I really saw how all that translated into my business. Yes. And so when we were filling out, you know, those initial design questionnaires, man, you had a really hard job of trying to get that information from me and make it into a clean website. And
you definitely had some walls there. You know,
yes.
I remember when we were first kind of working together, and you were shy about things. Like, you can be shy, but then you can also be very energetic and enthusiastic and really dive into the homework. So like, I applaud you for working as hard as you did. I mean, you filled stuff out like it was diary, you know, entries. Like, it was great.
And it was, you know, part of a personal exploration, but no, we've just, man, to just be able to come full circle now. And like I said, to just sit here, and I am now the face of my business and the brand of my business, and it's what I love to do. And you're really able to pull that out of me. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I always connect a lot with my clients because you guys are also peers. I mean, about 90% of my clients are peers first. And that's where I think we really just shine, is just helping each other as peers and as women and just as people. So to me, sometimes the job isn't even a job, you know, when you love what you do, and it's just about, like you said, those connections, the connections that you even have with your homeowners and your peers and what you do. It's just like, it's just so natural. It's very organic, and you know, I don't feel like, oh, I have to go to work and look at, you know, worksheets. It's like, oh, I get to learn about Jamie, and I get to push her.
Yes, and you did, and it's just a huge thank you to be able to be sitting here now and just come full circle. So yeah, yay. Huge thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love working with you. I love your work. I love everything that you do, and I'm just so grateful you came on our show, because you are definitely a huge part of the design community. Everybody go follow, is it the Cabinet Nerd or Jamie the Cabinet Nerd for your social media handle?
Instagram is Jamie the Cabinet Nerd. And then
your website?
Website is just straight up the Cabinet Nerd.
Yes, everybody please follow her, especially interior designers out there who are listening. You guys can have a great partnership. She will do literally all of the boring stuff. That's how I feel. I just want to do the color part, you know, and, you know, look at the materials and the furniture and all of the pizzazz, as I think we call it. And you're just like, no, that's the boring stuff. Like, ah.
Well, I know I like what I see, but I don't know how to pull it together. And it's just, I prefer being the behind the stage and lifting up the designers. That's my favorite part.
Oh, I love that. That's, you know, we have that in common. We both lift up our peers, and so that's why you're on this peer-to-peer podcast. So thank you again, Jamie. Everybody say bye, Jamie.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on this podcast, and you guys tune in next time for another peer-to-peer podcast.
Feel free to reach out with any questions anytime. I'm super excited to always get to know my community of e-designers and interior designers. If you have any topic requests, be sure to also send those my way. I'm super excited to create episodes that are going to help you guys, my peers. So peer-to-peer, thanks again.